Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I align with my holistic self in balance. And today we have the sun moving out of Virgo and into Libra, the sign of balance. Balance within ourselves, balance within relationships is going to be the theme. But before I go into that, oh my goodness, I've been doing this thing. It takes so long to upload my videos that I've been kind of leaving them to upload, and they have to upload unlisted. And then I come back around to them like an hour, 2 hours, however long it takes. Too long to finish putting it up and post it. And a few times now when I've done it, somehow I believe I've clicked to make them public, but a few times I've actually kept them unlisted by accident. I may not have clicked save or just forgot. I don't know. Or Mercury shadow. Who knows, right? But I want to apologize because I did that for the full moon video, and I noticed today because I was like, why is there such low numbers? I've been kind of grieving the numbers a little bit. Anyway, but I was like, I don't understand why it's so low. It's a full moon that usually gets a little bit more, and I realized it was unlisted. So if you ever don't see a video from me and you don't see a write-up, check Facebook. I always post on the Gaia Blooming Facebook page, so even if it's unlisted, it will be there. So that being said, let's get into today's energy. Equinox, fall equinox in the northern hemisphere, spring equinox in the southern. I am feeling the fall vibes. We had a thunderstorm last night and it cooled the weather down substantially, and I am reveling in being able to wear warmer clothes because it has been a hot summer here. So equinox brings us into an energy of balance. Officially, the sun moves out of Virgo and into the sign of Libra at 12:21 p.m. Pacific time. How is that for that balance energy as well with those numbers? Watch the first part of the day, because the first part of the day is going to have Virgo mental energy very strong. And we're still coming off the full moon. Felt the full moon over today. Even with the moon in Aries, full moon over was in very strong effect. But just watch your mental energy. I bet I have the mind card, don't I? I do. I knew it. I have the mind card today. Watch for that, because I feel like at this 29-degree energy, the mind can be so hypercritical, and that can be really hard. It can be very hard on yourself. It can be very hard on your psyche. So at the very least, be aware that that may be part of what's going on in you, is that energy. What we have on top of that is also Mercury and Pluto in a square. So Mercury in Libra, Pluto in Capricorn squaring each other. And that Pluto can bring up dark stuff. So our mind is not already, or is not only, in this state, right? This state of mental energy. There's also that being brought up, and this can also cause issues in relationship, friction in relationship. So the first part of the day is going to show us what we can start working on with balance, with the sun moving into Libra. Now, as you should all know, hopefully, if you've been listening to me for a while, anytime a planet shifts, it's at that 0 degree, and that 0 degree can feel quite wonky. So we go from full moon over to 0 degree wonk. This week is just meant to be, I don't want to say a little gentler, because it's not necessarily gentle, but it's just a little slower. And so listen to yourself. That's part of those Virgo lessons of holistically listening to yourself, listening to your body, and recognizing, okay, I can be a little bit easy on myself. There's some wonk, there's some full moon over, and that's all okay. That will be, though, the focus, the balance, and relationships, including the relationship you have with yourself, for Sun in Libra. Now, one of the things that I was thinking about when I was thinking about Sun in Libra is Libra energy has a tendency to pendulum swing. It swings back and forth. It's 1 second it's over here, and the next second it's over here. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, I bet that pendulum swing is like yin and yang extremes. Like 1 second it's over here, and this is like the yin energy. This is the yin info. And 1 second it's over here, and this is the yang energy. So yin energy, that's aligned more with feminine energy. But yin is chaotic and intuitive and moves with the flow, whereas yang energy is more direct and passionate and moves with a plan. And so we swing back and forth, and the truth is we need to find in each of us a happy medium for these energies. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to be more feminine and wear a dress. No, it's not about that. Like, it's really about like, I'm going to sink into my yin and listen to my intuition. And then I'm going to take that guided action with the yang. So this is what we want to work on with Sun in Libra. Now this can also reflect on relationships. Now of course, I do like to focus on the relationship we have with ourselves, the relationship we have with spirit. Make connections with those relationships because those are some of your most foundational relationships. But do recognize that this is a really good time to check in with all relationships. Do they seem balanced? Is there balance giving and receiving? Are you received in relationship? Are you able to receive from these relationships? All good things to check in with the Sun in Libra. Sun in Libra can also bring up worth issues, so check in with your worth. And it also reminds us that we all have beauty and gifts to bring to this planet. That's part of that Venus energy. So check in with yourself. Are you allowing yourself to offer the beauty that you came to bring to this planet in whatever form that is? So be checking in with yourself in regards to those energies. Now, besides what I spoke about, we have the moon in Aries making the rest of the connections through the day, and we are building to another challenging aspect. Relationships are struggling this week, or the Venus energy might be challenged this week with all that's been going on. We're going to have Venus and Uranus in opposition. And this is, I feel like, harder just because we have the sun at 0 degrees, the sun in Libra at 0 degrees. So it's like, we're already feeling the wonk. And then Venus, the ruling planet, being like kind of triggered by Uranus energy, may be very triggering. So watch that. You may find, like I said, worth stuff coming up. There may be some relationship triggers coming up. And that goes hand in hand with that Mercury, Pluto square. Some friction. So watch that. And again, keep checking in with the balance that you have within yourself and the worth you have with yourself, and hold that energy to work through these things. Moon in Aries can add a little bit of a combative feel to this as well. Jeez. But Moon in Aries, again, reminds you, check in with yourself. Are you checking in with yourself? So the Moon in Aries is connecting to Pluto. Again, some combative energy going on there. In fact, that's pretty much a cardinal T-square going on there between Moon and Mercury and Pluto all engaged. So chances are there might be some challenging thoughts, challenging words, challenging feelings, all coming up for you to work through. Know who you are, even as you face the darkness, even as you face these challenges. Moon opposite Mercury. We can't avoid the things, but, in my head, it's like, it's a really good day to hermit. And even if you hermit, somehow there will be, like, a bug who's mad at you. So you can try, but might not necessarily work. But I have to say, I do have in the cards in the flow. So as much as you can, take it in the flow and recognize that this is going to be showing you work that can be done during this Libra season. I'm going to leave that here for now. Speaking of relationships, I am doing relationship readings for a sale, 111 for 45 minutes. This involves pulling multiple charts and looking at lessons and what's going on. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love reading for couples. I love reading for partners and reading in tandem how the charts fit. So that is 111. Is there anything else? I think that's good for today. So, book a reading with me. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And stay curious. Namaste.